What's up, Miko? What up, Nadim? Bit me some, my dog. Chamal, Nick, how are you guys? How'd you guys do today after the situation? I keep the mic close so I don't have to speak so loud. I had my biggest trade of my life today. Damn, what's up with my mic? Yo. Stop. What up, Terpy? How are you? Damn, that mic is loud. Oh, the only thing I would have done different on Wix's play today. Where did he take sells? Here? Or here? When we made this high, our price broke the previous high here. Doom. Yeah, where did he close? Did he close? Yeah, he closed somewhere here. I don't know. Maybe as soon as this high was formed. Stop loss above. Stacks and pineapples. Pulled back 95 pips. You were in drawdown 127. If you stacked on the way up here, that would have probably been like 10, 15 pips profit. Get wary about taking pineapples when something like this happens. No wicks. No wicks on the 5. Yeah, of course. Y'all seen what the White House posted? A 36-year-old citizen of the Dominican Republic has a rap sheet that includes fentanyl trafficking. This is what she looks like. And this is what the White House posted. They probably went into ChatGPT and said, "Give me a fat illegal." Yeah, my voice is still a little fucked, but it's straight. My bad, gang. I was on the phone with my cousin and I missed this trade. I wasn't paying attention. What's up, Mark? How are you, bro? Driving home right now. Drive safe, brother. So I had the best trade I've ever had in my entire life. The best trade I've had in my entire life. And it happened right here. So I'm gonna explain this to you guys. This is one of my something I've been back testing for a very long time, and I'm starting to take advantage of it. You see this opening gap right here? This is the Sunday opening gap of this week. What did we do when we retested the opening gap? We rejected and mimicked the same move that we had on the opening. Now, in my experience, price continually rejects this area non-stop until it fills the range. Now, I took advantage of it here on a wick entry. I took advantage of it here. And then once price got down to this level down here, that I saw we filled the entire gap, I waited and I said, okay, cool. It's breaking the daily low. Are we going to continue down where I could take my breakout entry, where my breakout entry is the re-break of the low here, or knowing that we're in this opening gap of the opening weekly gap, are we going to mimic that weekly move and reject and come all the way back up? I waited for confirmation. Once price broke back into range, we closed back into range like this. We wicked back below the gap and broke right back into the gap. I missed my first entry here. My first entry should have been here. So I waited for extra confirmation. I got the same setup here. I got it here again. So I took my buy stops on the rebreak of, I took a buy stop on the rebreak of this high. I waited for this setup here. I took a buy stop on the rebreak of this high. I got wicked in. And then once price came back down here again, I added 2 more buy stops up here. Or 1 more buy stop. So I had... This is what I did. I stacked 2 positions here. And then 2 more positions here. In total, I had 4 positions in this range right here. So I was risking 600 pips. I had an entry here on the break of this high. I had an entry here on the break of this high. And then I had two entries down here and a final entry on the flip here. I was eyeing this 1 minute hardcore. As long as we were forming perfect structure here, I was perfectly fine with taking more entries here at this level. Basically, I was stacking in profit. Every time that we pulled back, my average got lower and lower and lower. My average was like down here. And then out of nowhere, we had this 1 minute candle that popped 200 pips. 234 pips this 1 minute candle pulled back. I closed on the pullback at 195 pips across four positions. 195 across four positions. Getting that 1 minute candle to pop like that, especially when there's no news. Look at the time that this was, 9:54. That's rare than a motherfucker. But this is the entry here before it deleted the chart. So pips wise, I'm up for the month, but profit wise, I'm down because my bigger losses were leveraged like a motherfucker. So it was like 100 pip loss across like 6 or 7 entries. Yeah, I want to get out of these ranges. I don't want to trade in here. From the 2 days that I tilted really, really badly, I haven't recovered. Oh yeah, but I had multiple bad days before that. So I'm tracking everything across all of the accounts. So this is basically what I am in ticks per trade. Cut that in half, 3,000 pips. Points makes more sense if my losses were proportioned and I used smaller size and not over risked on my losses, right? I would be up 203 points. But on my losses, I stacked too many. Too many. So since it averages it all into one trade, it was a 30-point loss on that trade that resulted in a massive, massive dollar amount. Cut the ticks in half. I don't this doesn't calculate pips because it's futures, but just basically cut the ticks in half. That trade where I got 195 pips times 4, 195 times 4, that's 780 pips. But yeah, so on Nasdaq, the ticks is correct. but on gold it cuts them in half. So like this was like a 6,000 tick loss on gold, which was really 3,000 pips. A lot. Big tilt. But the points puts it in more into perspective where their losses where I just completely over leveraged, where I could have came out on top had I not over leveraged. So with the trading journal, you go here to trades, and you can see, all right, I went into 60 pips of drawdown here. This was, and I went into 30 pips of drawdown here before I won. I went into no drawdown here before I won. I went into 50, 50 pips of drawdown here before I won. And I started going down one by one and calculating and writing it down and getting the average amount of drawdown I'm in per winning trade. So if then I go back to each of the winning trades and I look, when I closed that trade out for 10 pips, did it run for 30 to 40? Did I take a pineapple? I close out in profit on the pineapple. Did my first entry ever go back into profit? And I'm noticing that the majority of the time, my first entry always goes back into profit. So what does that tell me? That tells me that no matter how deep of drawdown that I go, my first entry usually always goes back into profit. So that tells me that I don't really have to panic or get scared when I'm in drawdown because my trade will most likely play out regardless of the drawdown. So that tells me that I can be a little bit more conservative with where I place my pineapples. So I can be a little bit more conservative with where I place my pineapples, knowing the probability of my first entry going into profit is very high. So I could take a pineapple. I know that on average I go into maybe 80 pips of drawdown before my trade comes out in profit. Excuse me. So I know that I can hit my first pineapple anywhere between like 50 and 40 pips, maybe even 30 pips. It depends where it taps. So I don't have to go every like 20 pips for pineapples. I don't have that much margin. Um, because at the end of the day, if I close for 10 pips doing 10 pineapples and price drives back down to my first pineapple anyways, I could have made the same amount of money taking less pineapples. But that comes back to studying your trades. All right. We have a lot of resistance here, so I want to be careful. Damn, I just realized I did the math wrong. I said 4 entries, 195 ticks each, 400 tick play. That was an 800 tick play, not a fucking 400. My math was incorrectamundo. See what it do here. Yep, all-time highs. Let's see what we do here. Look at that pump. All-time highs have officially been broken. Holy shit, man. The only entry I was looking for was this one right here. To break out the highs here. What's up, Thomas? How are you, bro? Jonathan, my dog. We're retesting previous all-time highs. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Did anyone of you guys take the money printer on the 5? A big ass wick into all-time highs is your level, right? Sell levels are all of this. All of this could be a sell level. Anywhere here just could be a sell level. How do I feel comfortable taking buys past or into all-time highs? Not on a drive like this. This drive, not very interested with a drive like this. If it's going to be a drive to all-time highs, I want it to be like this. Like this. Where we break the lows and we take the fuck off. We break the lows and we take off. Not when we consolidate and get a small little breakout. I'm not interested in that. Man. I got my dog something so he would stop peeing in the house. It's a boy pamper. It just goes around his wee wee. So when he lifts his leg up, he's got something covering it. Yep. You're not pissing in my house no more. What the hell? $15-minute closure above the range, 15-minute no bottom wick, and we're starting to push back until all-time highs. Gay. This is interesting. What are we gonna do here? These closures are ugly. What are we gonna do here? That's an ugly closure. What's the beat here, man? Can't take buys just yet. Well, it's just gonna keep on pushing, huh? Nice, Terpy. Nice. $3 minutes to this 30 closure. Let's see what we form here. Those are some nice buys. Use the bathroom real quick. I have a sell stop here, a couple of pips below this. Yeah, the spot gold price and the future gold price is off by like 50 pips. So I would go by the candles. Oh, this one's already popping up. I'll go by the levels because it's tough. You don't have this wick here, though my wick is lower. My idea is this. So if we take this and we place it here, this shoulder is much higher than this shoulder. So ideally you would want to be breaking into this range that activated me. You want to be breaking into this range here before taking that same entry. On my end, it looks different than on your end. Whenever gold is at all-time highs like this, you gotta start looking at spot gold because spot gold usually leads the way. So this may be a drawdown trade. This thing might pop up and start coming back to the top of the range like this 1 minute is. I have to really eye spot to ensure GC is not lagging behind really badly. Like, for example, there's been times where spot gold is already rejected the daily highs, already coming back down, and GC is not. It's still at the highs. So if I see my buy setup, knowing that eventually the gold price is going to come back down because spot gold has way more liquidity than futures gold, I'm going to be a little bit more inclined to sell at the top to take any continuations. My target is really the yellow line down here. So if you're gonna try to take a similar trade, I would go by price action and try to mimic the price action. But a lot of the times the move happens before spot gold than it does on futures, or vice versa. The move will happen on my end before it happens on your end. So what I would do is I would just try to follow structure and not the dollar amount, and just really try to follow structure. If I'm going to take a buy stop above the daily high, or a buy stop below the daily high, or a buy stop below the hourly, or something like that. Um, so this is going to be a break even trade. So then you would go by structure, right? In my case, I took it off of a wick, and in this case, it would have been here, this wick down here. But you could have said, maybe you could have taken it off the break of the low structure that we have down here, instead of this wick. You could have disregarded this wick and taken it off the break of the low here and used that wick fill as your break even. What I said, I think I saw like 12 pips there. This is the very strong level here, right? So we can get a rejection here. We just got a cross on the SMAs here, so we should see a dump. We should just see an immediate dump. What's up, Nadim? How are you, my brother? This 5 just closed and it's coming down with no top wick. That's annoying. The fact that it's coming down with no top wick means that it's most likely going to flip bullish after retesting this level of support here, which it's over here on this end. So can it come down a little lower before pushing up, giving me 20 pips? I didn't lose anything NYC. I didn't take that trade with Wix. I actually made 800 pips during NYC, my biggest day of my entire trading career. Wix had his biggest losing day, and I had my biggest winning day. Let's be patient here. If I lose 10 pips or I go break even, who cares? I'm gonna let my idea play out. Yeah, see this 5 minute how I came up with no top wick. This could have been the grabbing orders, creating a bottom wick first before a flip bullish off of this level of minor support here. So the fact that this is flying back up, if this doesn't flip bearish now, respecting this high, then we're gonna get stopped out break even here. Yeah, I could have closed for like 11 pips. What's up, Kenny? How are you, bro? We should see a pop down. Nice, bro. Have a safe flight, bro. I hope there's no turbulence. It's all nice and smooth. The weather down here in Florida is nice and clear and beautiful today. Literally no clouds in the sky. So I hope it's the same for you, my bro. I would say my voice is like 80% back. Yeah, this is gonna take us out break even. Watch, this is gonna pop up and go, then tap this little red line and then pull back real quick. No, I sent the new contract in the chat. Come on, bro. Dump. Give me my 20 pips. Shit. We out. I'll tell you one thing though. The only thing I would have done different. Damn, that was 190 pips. If I was stuck in a cell from down here, there's absolutely nothing I would have done different. I would have had an entry here, an entry here, an entry here. My stops would have been once we created this high that we pulled back, I would have put a stop loss above this high somewhere. $21 pips. I don't know if I would have gave myself 21 pips past this high. 15 pips. So who knows? Maybe I would have just went just above 5-10 pips above and it would have still wicked me out before driving down. So yeah, I would have still took that loss regardless. Except one pineapple. at 190. One pineapple at 115. So that's 310, 305. And then a final pineapple at 79. So that would have been 379 pips lost for me. I wouldn't have entered here all these levels up. I would have only entered maybe 3 pineapples. 4 maximum. Maybe a 500 pip loss. But I had such a banger trade. I had an 800 pip day, bro. An 800 piparuski day. This candle. This one 5-minute candle. ¿Qué plataforma de futuros es y qué diferencia hay entre YC1 y YC2000? Este es un contrato continuo que siempre está cambiando. Entonces, si tú ves, eh, aquí estamos en GCM 2025, que este es el contrato nuevo. Entonces, la plataforma que estoy usando es Tradeovate y en Tradeovate activo el add-on de TradingView. Damn, that's crazy, bro. I had my best day ever, bro. I wish I could have screen recorded that. I was trying to, bro. But fuck, man. This was such a beauty, man. This was such a beauty. Imagine you're in a buy stop here, and then you're in drawdown for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and before the 5th minute even ends, you're up 200 pips on all of your pineapples. This was 163 pip range. My stops are right below this. I can't hold anything past these lows. If it didn't play out like this, where my target was this right here, but I never set a TP. It just blew past. That's the bottom of the gap, huh? I had 2 break evens tonight. Where's the other entry that I had tonight? Not showing up. I took it at market open. I had entries here. Damn, my entries from earlier disappeared. I wonder what the fuck happened. Yeah, if you guys can hold 190 pips of drawdown, you guys are savages. I'm on a funded account. I cannot. Let's see what the Asians do. Hey, the administration for a healthy America is active. Aha. 20,000 employees have been cut from the HHS. The reason why Americans are so unhealthy is because we're eating so much high calorie dense foods. It's not even the saturated fats and the seed oils, because in moderation, it's proven they don't do anything to you. It's when that's all you eat. It's when you wake up in the morning and you have your highly saturated fat pancakes that you get from Walmart, and then you dump a shit ton of fake syrup on it. And then you go for lunch and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go have a fucking burger, but you're not getting the 90-10 burgers. You're getting the fucking 50-50 burgers. That's the trash that you get from these stores. So you're getting 50% fat, 50% lean meat. So your burger barely has any protein, bro. So not only did you have highly saturated fats for lunch, you had it for breakfast, and then now you go home and then you maybe have a healthy dinner, but then you have another snack. So now two of your three meals a day are trash foods filled with garbage. Come on. I'll give you a good example. My lunch today was 1,300 calories and it didn't fill me. Most people were like, oh yeah, this, I need a little bit more. Let me add a Diet Coke to this. And now they're having a 2,000 calorie lunch. Then they have a 1,500 calorie meal. Bro, people, the average American eats around 3,500 calories a day. That's enough calories that a 250-pound person should be eating. When I go to McDonald's, I get large French fries, a plain triple cheeseburger, just the meat, the cheese, and the thin bread that comes on the small cheeseburgers, and either a sundae or a frappe. Like, we have studies that they took somebody eating a vegan diet, they took somebody eating a vegetarian diet, they took somebody eating a highly saturated fat diet, and they took somebody eating a mixture of all four diets. The person was eating junk food in combination with healthy foods, vegan foods, vegetarian foods, and eating meat and all the regular stuff while still having junk food daily. They took the biomarkers of all of these people. I'll show you guys the study when I have these videos saved on my phone. They took the biomarkers over I don't know how many months, and guess what they found? They found the person who ate the vegan diet had a pretty good biomarkers. The person who ate the vegetarian diet had a pretty good biomarker. The person who ate the highly saturated fat diet, their biomarkers were pretty bad. But the person who ate junk food, vegan food, and everything in moderation basically had the exact same biomarkers as the full vegan, as the full vegetarian. So your body does a really good job of eliminating the trash when it's in moderation. So if you're eating a moderated diet, it doesn't matter if you eat a little bit of junk food every day, your body does an amazing job at eliminating that. So like it's literally proven that you just have to try a little bit to eat healthier and it's that much better for your body. Why do you think Americans are on so much bullshit, bro? My stepbrother is like 400 pounds, 370 or something like that, and he's 21, bro. Not only are you going to have a bad back, you're going to have bad knees. Even if you lose the weight, you've already spent 20 years of your life carrying hundreds of pounds on your body. Your knees aren't going to be the same. Your back isn't going to be the same. Your testosterone levels have been nuked since you were a child, so your development isn't the same. That's why you still have a lot of fat people still have baby faces because they grew up with low testosterone. Look at this pump. They grew up with low testosterone. They never really fully developed with high testosterone because you're being nuked because of your body weight. Bro, I eat one meal of junk food every day. Whether it's my breakfast when I leave my house and I don't have time to get something at home, or whether it's my lunch while I'm working, or if I go home for lunch, it might be my dinner because I already cooked for lunch and I don't want to cook for dinner. And I'm like 14-15% body fat. And you have to get your blood work done too, right? Everybody's body's different. My stepdad can't eat eggs because his cholesterol shoots up. But I can eat 40 eggs a day and it does 0 to my cholesterol. So it just depends on your body. Everybody's body is different. That's why some people can't smoke weed because it makes them lazy. It makes them loopy. It makes them dumb. It makes them unable to think properly. But for me, it does the complete opposite. If we can break the high and then flip bearish again, that would be nice. No medications. Yes, sir. I was thinking of the money printer here, but it didn't quite do what I was expecting. Yeah, bro, the majority of the things wrong with people is their body. Like a lot of people, They just have a hormonal imbalance because of their what they eat, how they sleep. When you sleep like shit, you nuke your testosterone. When you eat like shit, you nuke your testosterone. There are certain foods that up your estrogen. So if you have high estrogen, low testosterone, your hormones are out of whack. That's going to cause higher probability for anxiety, higher probability for depression, higher probability for a shit ton of side effects, headaches, tiredness, drowsiness, hard time recovering. You have a hard day at work, you wake up extremely tired tomorrow, struggle sleeping. So not only does not sleeping cause those things, it also messes up your sleep and causes you to have bad nights of sleep if you don't catch up on your sleep. As we age, fasting is good for insulin resistance. Yeah. Yeah, I could have attempted a couple of breakout plays, but these breakouts have been 16 pips. This one's 20 pips. The only thing that was valid here is the money printer rejection here. But even then, you're not looking for much. Yeah, the only thing I saw was this sell stop here. It came down 7 pips. I need to see support, closure below support, bing, Dow, and then I can take an entry. Trickle up to the highs. That's ugly. Oop. What the fuck? Where's my marker out? I have a buy stop. What closure was that? Was that a 5-minute closure? No, it wasn't. That was a 1 minuto closure. I don't like this. This is what I wanted to see. I'm gonna delete that. I'm fine with missing the trade. I don't like this setup. It was fine here, but then these 3 candles ruined it for me. This should have been the push. Right, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, fourth candle pushes. 1, 2, 3, fourth candle pushes. It failed. 1, 2, 3. This candle. There's no specific number of candles for the movement. It's just what price has done in the past. If it only took 4 candles for it to pop and break the high, it only took a few candles for it to pop and break the high. Right there, I would have wicked us in. Let's see if it would have worked out. That's why my dog is barking. My neighbor's walking in front of my car. This should be the drive. I don't see why not. If not, this would have been activated again. We respected this level here, and we rebroke the daily high again. If this isn't the drive, probability keeps going down by the minute. Yeah, you got a break of the daily high here, a retest, a break, and now a break again. Boom. What'd that do? 6 pips and pulled back. It's got to push. The 1-minute structure was the only thing holding me back. I did see what you were talking about, Drizza. I just gave it a couple of shots to push, and it didn't push when I was expecting it to. Well, let's hope none of us are stuck in cells. That's a dub if you're still in, Bougie. I deleted that buy stop. I did not like that 1-minute structure. That's the sound of me taking the sticky icky off my fingers. Alright. If this flips, I'm gonna have a buy stop. Oh, and it activated me as soon as I placed the buy stop. That's crazy. That's insane. What the hell? Wow. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that should have activated me. Yeah, I think I set that buy stop too close. I usually give it a few pips because the push should be at least enough to where the extra couple of pips doesn't really matter. But let's see. Now that's for sure an activation. soon as we enter, right? We could literally see drawdown until this 15-minute candle here, 60 pips below. We could literally see drawdown all the way down there. Now that we've officially broke this trend line, that's most likely what's going to happen now. I was hoping we get another pop up before it comes down to break below like this. Let's see how we manage, how we stay here. I would be looking for like wick entries like here. If we re-break the highs, I might have another entry. This is sketchy. I wouldn't recommend this. This is something that I've been doing on my higher probability setups. If it would have been a money printer at that 1 minute level, yeah, I would have attempted it. But it's really got to come here and re-break the daily high here. We also have 6 minutes until this 30-minute closure. We don't want to see a 30-minute no top wick because that's where the 30-minute top wick is. So if it comes up here, activates both of the entries, and then starts hovering around this pullback area, that's not pretty. This 1 minute's gonna close. 3 1-minute candles closing like that. That's 4-minute resistance. I don't like that. I'm leaving one entry only. It's gotta drive. It's gotta just immediately start going. For me to set another buy stop, the 30 would have to close like this. The next 30-minute comes down, grabs a bottom wick, maybe wicks into these areas down here where this 1-minute support is, and then flips bullish. And then I would add another entry. Here, yeah, I mean, that would have been 8 pips profit. Get a top wick on these candles before a flip bearish. Every rejection off the highs all has wicks. Rejection, wicks. Wick, wick. We should see a wick up into this area. How you doing, Drizza? How's your night going? I feel that. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. 1 minute for this 30-minute closure. It's giving us a top wick. It's closing above the most recent range. The current 30-minute doesn't have a bottom wick, so we could be seeing a steep pullback before a continuation up. It's leaving no top wick on this candle and still closing above the most recent ranges, so we could see some drawdown before the flip up to create the wick fill and the top wick for this level. Not a top wick first. Why a top wick first? That's ugly. And if we re-break the daily high with a top wick with no bottom wick, well, I'm gonna go break even right there at 4 fucking pips. And they can take me out and drive. That no bottom wick, that's trash. I was gonna close break even, but I'm giving that some room to push. That's fine if it takes me out. Much, much, much safer with that no bottom wick drive. Hell no. This was our out. Two break evens for the night. We would have to come back, retest the open, and then flip bullish for me to look for more buy stops. It can drive now for all I care. You know what fucking sucks about being an adult? I just got a notification that my mortgage is due in 3 days. Jesus, you just ruined my night. I'll tell you what, gang, I'm not trying to be a homeowner no more. This shit's annoying. I need to put like 7 figures in the bank before I go fucking buy another house. What a push right after taking me out. 20 pips. There's nothing you can do, bro. We're managing risk the proper way, right? This 30 minute has no bottom wick. The previous 30 minute has no bottom wick. This 15 has no bottom wick. We have no top wick here. So we have no range to fill. We have no wicks at the bottom. So price has to come down and grab orders. So how far is this 30-minute wick going to be before it pulls down to grab orders, right? We have structure on the 30-minute drive, pull back to the previous high and kept driving. We drove. We haven't pulled back to this previous high at all before a continuation. We've only pulled back to this minor level here. So looking at it on the 1 minute structure, you're fine. Looking at it at the 5 minute structure, it's a little sketchy. So if we would have stayed on the 1 minute chart the whole night, then yeah, I would have had every entry all the way through. But I need to be aware of those top and bottom wicks. I need to be aware because without them, they fuck you. So I managed risk the best way that I could. It drove without me after taking me out by 1 pip. It is what it is. Look, it came down 1 pip below my entry and then took off. There's nothing I can do about that. Maybe I could have put my stop loss 1 pip below my entry and risked 1 pip, but not worth it. Now we respect, flip bullish again. We could reattempt the same ideas. We only saw 15 pips of drawdown. Don't even worry. Sorry, we saw 27 pips of drawdown. That was nothing. 27 pips of drawdown for a trade that ran 27 pips. So we can put this down in the books that my trade ran 1-to-1. And now I have a checkbook of how many times my trades run 1-to-1. Not an arbitrary 1-to-1, but how much drawdown did I get into and how much did that trade run? Because if I got into 30 pips of drawdown and that trade ran for 30, I know that, hey, if I'm going to trade for like 30 pips of drawdown, I can extend my target a little bit, maybe not go break even so quick. You see what I'm saying? So this is the data that you need to and how you need to think about your trades. So this trade was a break even. I missed out on 20 pips, but I have data, right? This trade was a break even. I missed out on 10 pips, but it never came back to my entry. So what if the same thing would have happened? What if I would have held this trade for a little bit longer and then it would have came back to my break even point? I would have said, nah, I'm going to hold a little bit longer and then it never came back, right? So what if this trade, when it came back to my break even point, what if it never came back the same way that it did here? Listen, options, if you were able to upload all those trades into TradeZilla, you would be surprised with the data. You would be like, holy shit, I'm a fucking beast. Data's good, bro. You can't just believe that you're the shit and that you're the best trader in the world. You need to have a track record of evidence proving you're the best trader in the world. You got to have historical track record proving your entries and proving whatever it is that you're doing. That's the only way that I can keep boosting my confidence and executing all my ideas, because right before stream, I looked at my trading journal and I saw all of my trades today, and I got reassurance to take my entries, take my entries, take my entries. And I took all of my entries. You are the shit option. Relax. Relax, buddy. We don't do that negative talk here. Ah, fuck. I just spilled all of my ashes on me. Damn. Give me a minute. Did you guys hear that? I just dropped weeks worth of blunts on my lap. Nah, I literally dropped my hand down and I have a tray with a tray that I got handmade in Mexico like 5 years ago. Nah, bro. Go back and watch the video. You're gonna see a cloud of. I farted and it poofed right all over my fucking. I'm gonna go back and see because this shit just poofed all over the fucking. All over me. Yeah, bro. Go back and watch the video. You see a fucking cloud of ashes just fucking fly up from my lap. Damn. Good thing I have a vacuum. I'll probably have to change my clothes though. They probably smell like straight dookie. I'm not a trendline trader, but what the fuck do you see here? It's following some sort of fucking trend here, right? And if price breaks this trend, we can start looking for some sells. Even though I'm not a trendline trader, you can see it's literally following the trend perfectly. So you just have to keep an eye out on that trend, and whenever it starts to break, that's why I looked for sells here, because this massive candle broke structure. So once we start, this is beautiful for sells. Broke the daily high, came back, tried to break it, failed. We're coming back down. If we start to come back down, we might be able to take sells. We have to break structure. Higher high. We're forming higher highs, higher lows. Right now, we're about to re-break the daily high after forming structure here on the smaller time frame. We don't necessarily need to come down for these wicks if we're forming structure like this, right? What would have to happen, what do we see here on the 15-minute time frame? Money printer sells. They haven't played out yet. So we have decent range here. No top wick candle, no bottom wick candle. We have a decent candle we can fill here. So when we look at our time frames on the 5-minute, we have nothing creating resistance yet. We had some minor resistance here. If this wick up would have flipped us bearish, I would have taken sells here. Because what would that have looked like, right? That would look like this. That would look like no top wick. This candle grabbed orders, money printer, sells, flip bearish to refill the range down to grab orders on that 30-minute with no bottom wick. But we didn't flip. We just kept driving. That's when I would have looked for sells. So it has to look a certain way, right? So that would look like this. That would look like a candle like this. Oh, my bad. This would have to look like this, right? So we have that candle here, no top wick, has a little bottom wick down here. Then this candle would be like this, whatever. Then this 5-minute candle would have gave us that massive top wick. And then on the flip bearish, that candle would have looked like this. It would have looked like a, how would it have looked like? The opening would have been right here. It would have looked like this. This candle here, I wanted it to look like this. That we would have taken sells on the rebreak of the low is what I wanted to see here. But since we never flipped and we just kept driving, creating that high, the sell stop would have never been activated. Yeah. Yep. This thing could just short squeeze. And usually when you're seeing that squeeze, you're not going to see your higher time frames give you that structure that you want, the bottom wick that you want, the top wick that you want. You just kind of got to go off the volume off these lower candles. Usually whenever it's squeezing like that, you get ugly formation on the higher time frame, but clean on the lower time frame. Which is counterintuitive, right? Because you're looking at the higher time frame to get confirmation, and then you're looking at the lower time frame, but the higher time frame isn't aligning with the lower time frame, so that's causing you to manage risk a little bit more aggressively when price is just short squeezing. So it's a higher probability that it'll continue than it coming back. But that 30 no bottom wick fucking trips you out. You know, you're waiting for a 15-minute pullback to get that wick entry, but then that 30, when it popped with no top wick, you're like, ah, fuck. That 30 should have came back, gave us a bottom wick, and then flipped. That would have been the highest probability movement. So we just had a 15-minute closure. The 15 created a bottom wick. The 15 is coming down now. I'm going to have a buy stop here. Let's keep trying these buys. This will be probably my last attempt for the night. 15 pips. Last trade for the night. I was measuring to see how much it ran the last time it broke the highs, and it ran 28 pips. So I was gonna hold this trade for 20, and I think it did give me 20, but no, it gave me 15. No, it gave me 18. Yeah, I thought I saw 20. So it is what it is. There's the 20. And you just continually take whatever your setup gives you, bro. You just can't be scared, bro. I was a little bit shitting bricks here, bro, but in my mind, I was just like, relax, brother. This is your setup. This is your setup. Even if this was the daily high and we started pulling back and started getting rejections and started dumping here, right? We have no range for stop losses, right? There's no range for pineapple, so you could have just taken a stop at any arbitrary level here, because if you start dumping down below here, you're probably going to start coming down. That would give you your double top, boom, your or left head, right shoulder, or head, left shoulder, whatever the fuck. That'll give you your manipulation. That would be your trend line break. And if the pineapple here doesn't get you out break even or in slight profits, then I would have taken a stop loss here and then watched the trade continue to plummet. And that would have been 50 pip stop. Not bad. That's the same thing that happened to us the other night, where I bought at the tippy top and then price pulled back. I took a stop loss. I took my stops at like 75 pips and price never came back. Right? If price starts to dump from here, where could you look for price to reject back off of? The VWAP level here, the hourly levels down here. And do you want to hold 100 pips of drawdown with the possible pineapple here, which would have been two entries at 50 pips of drawdown? So that's 100 plus 50. That would have been 150 pips of drawdown. And now you're getting to the area where the daily's doji. You have a massive top wick. Could that flip the daily back down to retest these lows? Who knows? That's the kind of stuff you have to think about and why you have to manage risk. Oh shit, NQ, where you going? Oh shit, NQ. Nah, I would be taking buys on NQ right here. Wick entry buys. But that was my last trade for the night. So, wick entry buys here on NQ off the VWAP. Let's see how they would play out. I love NQ. Oh look, this is something new that Price does. Look at how at the open P&L, when I have this running, it tells you exactly how many pips I have in profit. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, I'll let that keep running. Look at gold, gave us our nice 15 pips. Yep, 15 pips on the dot. Yeah, I'm calling it here too. Two break evens. Let's add that. to the new. I'm also going to be trying to change the stream layout. I got to find another platform. This platform's yearly fee is too expensive for the little features that I get. And on the paid screens and the paid stuff, it's just trash. It doesn't look that good. Like my free one is better than all the other ones. So we're gonna add 53 wins and 30 break evens. Beautiful 59 pips. If I would have closed this one at 10 and out this one, it would have been like a 50 pip night. But I manage risk the same way on both. No problem, Vicky. Thank you for showing up. Drop a like, every single one of you guys. I appreciate you for popping up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We are here to fucking kill it, man. We're here to kill it. Since Apex destroyed my accounts, I'm on the journey to regain my accounts back, and this time I'm going even larger than before. So this is what the Apex stock is gonna look like after I get in there. Every time I request a withdrawal, you're gonna see a 90% flash sale so they can make up for how much money I'm gonna rob them. Just wait on it. Five minutes here. What a short squeeze. I got the poor man asking for change here. My dog is like the homeless crackhead on the corner. Spare change. Spare change. And then I give him the spare change and he walks over to the gas station to the black dude in a nice car and buys drugs from him. I see it all the time and it's hilarious. And I'm like, you go, bro. I knew you were fiending. That's why I gave you those $5. Go have a good time. You ever have a bad day and you're like, I just want to fucking go home, do my nightly routine or whatever, smoke my joint, drink my beer, my kombucha or whatever, and just lay down and relax, and you get that feeling of like relief that you're finally laying home for the day. That's the same way a crackhead feels when they do drugs. And if you're looking at them and they're having a bad night, bro, just spare a couple dollars. Let them go enjoy their night. Then they can get off the streets and go home. A rebreak of the high here would have been fucked, huh? Instant drawdown. You know what's one thing every homeless person I've given money to has ever told me? They're like, how come all the people in Jeeps always give out money? And all the people in nice ass cars don't give out shit. And I'm like, damn, bro, you calling my Jeep ugly or something? All the people with nice ass cars never tip. Are you saying my car is ugly, bro? Look, bro. 75% of the United States. Here's a statistic that I want you guys to hear. These are the rates of poverty and not rates of poverty, the rates of why people have no money at the end of the month left in their bank account. 25% of people actually have a debilitating physical disability or some sort of situation in their life, like they're a retired person whose spouse died and the spouse was the main source of income, or a widow that, you know, is like 30 40, that's like 40 50 years old, that was not working and the husband was a sole provider. There's 25% of the country that's in those dire situations, that there's a major reason why they're broke. 25 Another 25% are living check to check because of their own personal decisions. This is of all the people living check to check. And the other 50% are people that have a mixture of life situations along with their bad decisions, which basically tells you that 75% of people can do so much better if they just made better decisions. That statistic came along with saying that 80% of people in the United States live check to check. So when you will go into a rich neighborhood and you see a big ass mansion, you're going to think and say 80% of these houses are barely making enough to pay their bills. I don't want to be any of these rich people. You look at these mansions, you're like, damn, I want to be like that. No, you don't want to be like that. 80% of United States, including the top 1%, are living check to check, bro. You don't want to be a millionaire having to come up with millions of dollars just to pay your bills. You thought being a millionaire was hard. Imagine maintaining millions of dollars just to pay your bills. It's not fun, dog. You see somebody with a nice car, 80% chance that person with a nice car could barely make that payment this month. And there's the hourly closure. Hourly no top wick, current hourly no top wick, and that is it for me. I'm not taking anything. Fuck that. That could be it for the short squeeze. And we can start plummeting down now. Probably for London, maybe we create another high and then start coming down for London. That would be nice if price does something like this. Sells for London to retest Asian Open. And then maybe on the retest of Asian Open, it starts flying up again. But that's it for me, gang. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We caught some nice pips here. Some of these other positions were but we traded with the trend. We caught our small portion of the move. And we were in the volume candle the entire time. Gucci. Have a wonderful night, gang. I appreciate every single one of you guys for showing up. Drop a like if you're still here. Let's get this to 20 likes. That would be awesome. Have a good night.